Good morning. I got a little bit of a different background. If you are normally here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with us, hell, playoffs, we're here 5 days a week. You know why? Because Rams football doesn't sleep. And I don't sleep, as you can tell by the bags under my eyes. But you know who does sleep? He sleeps the good sleep, dreaming of the Rams winning a Super Bowl this year. This is my co host, Sheriff Joe Bags from the great state of Colorado, bringing you fantastic Rams coverage. Good morning, sir. How do you do?
Good morning. Yes, I am well rested actually today. I woke up to seeing some text messages from you, asking if I was still awake. I did. I got the "you up" text from Tuna, and I wasn't. So I was sleeping.
I just want to know, like, at my solid age of 34, the you up text now is about, hey man, do you have any Pepto Bismol? Because
Yeah,
my tummy hurts.
yeah. It's like,
Uh,
do
it's, it's
you have any more of those 5 milligram melatonins? I'm having a hard time falling asleep tonight.
oh yeah, melatonin for sure. Good
Five.
morning,
You don't want
Joseph.
to be, you don't want to push it too hard.
Know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Good morning. We are four more sleeps away from NFC Championship football. Your Rams are one of the final four, the elite four, the best four teams in the NFL. We've waited all season for it. We cried all season about, man, this Thursday night football game sucks. Like, oh man, who put this junk on Monday Night Football? Now we only got three football games left in general, and I swear to God, last week there was a one point where I was like, dude, I'd kill for Raiders and Browns Thursday night football right about now.
Can't relate to that. I'll be honest, man. Can't relate to that one bit. We're getting these crazy playoff action games right now, and I mean, you get the bummer in there every once in a while. That super wild card weekend Monday game was a bit of a stanker. Unless you're a Texans fan, then that was probably pretty awesome. And then last week, I think I'm getting so frustrated trying to like look into our game that we play the Seahawks, and it's like looking back at last week, it's like, dude, I can't take anything from this game and be like, okay, so Seattle was trying to do this, and this is what it's like. No, man, that game fell apart 3 minutes in. It's so I can't imagine the frustration that like McVay is with right now, trying to like analyze that game tape of like, this doesn't mean anything, man. None of this means anything to us. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I do hope, yeah, I do hope mentality wise, it's like, all right, cool. You got some juice back of like, man, it doesn't matter how tough the game is. If you're the LA Rams, you found a way to freaking win the game. You got talked down to as if you can't handle cold, like you're a tiny little baby that's going to preschool for the first time and you don't know what a winter coat is. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are like unstoppable and can't do anything wrong, which can play against them because you know, Rand, you seen this happen to the Rams where you're expected to beat the hell out of someone and you just kind of roll by. So does that help them? What I do want to show you is I was going through the Rams' best photos of the game.
Oh, dude,
How about
absolute
this?
pinnacle shot, man. I love the fact that if you watch the NFL films, little breakdown of that divisional game. First of all,
Mhm.
phenomenal. I love NFL films, but then you see after he makes that kick that Matthew kind of just goes and seeks him out like right away and just kind of
Mhm.
does that thing. And then I probably the funniest part to me about that whole thing, by the way, was that Sean and Matthew both are like, I didn't do a good job, man. I really messed that up. And they're like, no, 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 that was me, man. I messed that up. I'll be better. It's like, that's so funny, bro. That is like the most like homey thing to do. It's like, no, man, you did a great job, man. It was all me, man. Good job. Oh, that was cracking me up. I love that.
It's with the post game press conference too. It's like I appreciate the accountability. As much as we hyper focus on the team's wrongdoings and they should do this and that better. I've watched a lot of other teams post game conferences where Nick Sirianni is going like, "Yeah, oh, we found a way to win. And what do you guys want to write about now?" Compared to Sean McVay being like, "Oh yeah, I sucked. Like that third down call was terrible." Um, and then give all credit to the players, like we have been doing, of like they found a way to do it. And what I want to point out, because you're an aesthetics guy,
Yeah.
how perfect are the Rams helmet logos to when you get photos like this? Few things. It is literally two Rams butting heads with the
Yeah.
horns. But then for me, had some vegetables last night, and I'm looking at this with the two Rams horns. Like you just imagine a Rams face staring at you in between that. Like that's a perfect
Like,
It's looking at you.
is that D Will back there? It almost looks like he's coming out of
Yeah.
Stafford's face. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'll be honest, man. I don't think I fully understand the hate for this horn. I know that that's not necessarily the conversation, but I love it. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I've actually been saying I think this is our best horn that we've ever had. I think this is phenomenal. I hope we don't change. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not, of all the things I don't like, I just like the solid colors, the ombre stuff. That's a conversation for off season, but the horns are perfect. I love the horns. So
Yeah,
yeah, just
absolutely.
thought would shine some light on that a little bit.
Yes, we already have a comment. Split horn sucks. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand why it viewed so poorly. Like no one's ever explained it. They're just like, because it's different. It's like, okay, sure. But yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to tell me, that's cool. But I get bummed out about it, man. I think the thing is too, is like whatever represents the Rams is just like, that's cool. Love it. That's hell yeah, man. It's like, not that they do no wrong or I won't be critical of stuff or whatever, but like, I don't know, man. We're in the playoffs. This is probably the best era of Rams football we've ever seen. These are our aesthetics. I'll take it, man. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, I've given up on trying to convince people that my point of view on some of the things is right. But speaking of point of views, got a little game for you today, Joe.
Hell yeah, man. Let's do this.
Yeah. In preparation for NFC Championship game, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I am going to be a sad little Seahawks, which is not a real thing. I'm gonna be a Seagulls fan and argue on behalf of each position. Joseph is going to do his expert job at convincing why the Rams have the edge in each position. And I'm going to go through each position battle, who has the edge, and kind of take account of it afterwards. I left 2 green check marks in 2 areas that I think there's no argument. I'm not going to sit here and waste time. I'm not going to waste my breath convincing that Sam Darnold's better than Matthew Stafford. Albeit what I will say is if you saw Cam Curl's comments about Sam Darnold on the arena with Skip Bayless. Did you see those?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he was on the arena. They were asking him about the game helping interception in Chicago, and then they asked him about what they've done to Sam Darnold that has gotten him so rattled in the past 2 games they've played him. And some folks are not liking it. Some folks are taking it as like, why are you talking? But I just saw it as they said, hey, we have a secondary that could rattle any quarterback in any given game. We've had really good success against him, and we're hoping that we can go do it again. Really nothing, no talking points out of it. I think it was a great answer. But that being said, I do want Rams fans to know it's playoffs, man. Weird shit happens. Sam Darnold hasn't been bad lately. So I think don't expect to see 5 interceptions this game. Like, it's playoff football. It's going to be really tight.
One thing that I've got in my notes for Ram Showcase that'll be recorded tonight is just the fact that playoff Sam Darnold very well might still be a thing. We don't know. And we can't really base it off of last week, considering just how that game went. That, it's really easy to feel really comfortable when, instead of taking the field for your first drive, you get a touchdown and a penalty to help you out. It kind of helps you ease the nerves. So the fact that Sam Darnold's 2 most recent playoff games are that just last week, where he just kind of fell into a really, really great matchup and just a blowout, and really there was no pressure moments for Sam Darnold last week. But the previous playoff game being last year in Arizona against the Los Angeles Rams, playing for the Minnesota Vikings, and other cities that I can try to add into that sentence, it's hard to say, man, what kind of Sam we're going to see this week. So I think it's appropriate that the green check is on LA's side, but that's for multiple reasons, not just the fact that I think Sam Darnold is we haven't seen him do a playoff game yet where it's like, oh, he was the reason they took that game. So
there you go. Get no argument out of me. Even if he plays well, I'm still trusting 9 with the ball at the end of the game. All right, let's just go down the list, man. Running backs. Make the case. You got Kyron and Corum versus what would have been Charbonnet and Walker. Charbonnet is now out for the season, torn ACL. So you've got a fun duo in Kenneth Walker and potentially Cam Akers.
Yeah, I was looking at their depth chart and it was like, oh, so just one running back, and then so I had to I had to find out their practice squad and stuff. And yeah, Cam Akers, man, might be up for this one. But I think that Kyron Williams is better than he's the best running back in this game entirely. And so when you consider the fact that I think that Kyron is already the best running back, we have our backup and they lost theirs. So we actually have that two-headed monster. They're going to pull up somebody from practice squad. I would put this in a similar battle with tight end. I don't think it's even remotely close. I think you have to give it to the Rams in this one. They've got one running back.
Yeah, based on the injury, the edge is going to go. I'd give the edge to the Rams. If I was going to make a case for just straight up Walker and Kyron Williams, recent success, Kenneth Walker's just been on a heater. And if it came down to if you block the same way for both guys, Kenneth Walker is more likely to take something to the house for 80 yards. If you get him to give him the seam, there's not a running back in this game that can match his breakaway speed. And we've joked on here, and I've joked at home, that Kenneth Walker runs is either you do not know what you're going to get. You're either going to get a touchdown or a 4-yard loss. It's hit or miss in each one. But because of that, it really helps the offense to stretch the field. If Charbonnet was not injured, I actually was going to make a hard case for Seahawks having better backfield in different ways. But because of that, it goes to the Rams.
Kaka.
All right.
Wide receiver's a tough one, man. I'll let you start on this one actually, because it's. I mean, I like my argument, but this is more even than I think. Well, maybe it's not more even than people think. It's just pretty even. I think. Good players.
That's true. I got two main arguments here. One, Jackson Smith-Njigba, he was on a record-setting pace. He could be winning Offensive Player of the Year. So if he wins Offensive Player of the Year, a huge argument is like, what are we arguing about? Like, clearly that's the answer. Cooper Kupp has been shining in his like Cooper Kupp ways again, just getting open, making like tough catches. He made a few tough catches against the Rams too. Gave up that fumble. I thought he was turning traitor that one game.
Yeah.
But I think with the addition of Rashid Shaheed and what he brings to the special teams as well, so I'm cheating a little bit, I don't think the Rams have the exact same X factor that can affect two parts of the game on top of having an Offensive Player of the Year caliber that matches Puka. And seeing as how Devontae is like not really being as explosive or what you're getting from the Rams offense right now, you can make a strong case Seahawks do have a better wide receiver corps right now.
I mean, for sure wrong, but I appreciate it. The only thing that I see is the fact they've got three guys who are weapons, kind of highlighted there by Brett's comment that we've got Puka, Devontae. Oh, they got Jason Kupp and Shaheed, who is playing really good football right now. More as a returner, but certainly get it done on offense. I also kind of disagree with the fact that if JSN is Offensive Player of the Year, that automatically gives it to them, because I think that if we're going straight across the board as far as like that award goes, then it would be JSN versus Puka Nacua. And I mean, you can argue for both of them. I think Puka is the more dynamic player. I think he's the better playmaker. And then if you take those guys out of it and then look at the rest of the field, I think that Devontae Adams, being realistically a number one on most NFL teams, I think that that's way miles above where Cooper Kupp is at. And I think that Rams fans kind of have this image of Cooper Kupp in their head of like this 2021 Cooper Kupp. And I mean, let's call it what it is, man. That was 1 year. That was a one-off. So this is his second lowest output in yards in his career. So I don't think that he is necessarily as critical as your comments made it sound in this offense. I think that JSN is the superstar of that, while we've got two. So I give it to the Rams.
Gotcha. So how do we decide this here? How do we go?
We need the chat. Sound off, chat.
Yeah, need the chat. Need the chat to help out a little bit. I wonder what these Rams fans are going to say. But I really am.
I couldn't give it to Seattle for that. No way. We've got two absolute superstars. They've got one, and then some really good guys.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm not going to argue. Boom, boom, bang. All right. Offensive line. This one's going to be kind of curious what you think. I'll let you start off on this one. Rams offensive line.
Yeah, Rams' offensive line is absolutely phenomenal. We get one of the best guys back starting last week, obviously, Kevin Dotson returning. This is the game that he went out in. This is the game where he got stepped on, and that wasn't, I guess, where the injury happened, but this is the game that he went out in. And I keep seeing a lot of people say, it's like, well, but he played in that game. It's like, yeah, he left in the first quarter. It was like we needed to throw Justin in there kind of last second, and it wasn't expecting to start or play that much. So I think that Warren McClendon giving up 2 sacks last week does give that little bit of like, maybe if Rob's good, we need to bring him back. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the plan. I think that McClendon is playing absolutely phenomenal, but I think that the Rams offensive line doesn't necessarily have a weak spot right now. I just think that the Chicago Bears had a really good plan on how to attack and those stunts and stuff like that they were pulling off. What gets you about Seattle is what the offensive line is going against, which is 2 really, really good defensive tackles right up front. So the interior is going to have their hands full, but I also just trust these guys, man. So I guess I'll hear your argument on Seattle. The fact that we don't have an Anthony Bradford makes me feel better. So.
And I'm going to use Anthony Bradford in a really reverse psychology kind of way here to argue for Seattle having the better O-line. Just looking at what they did do against the 49ers, looking at how they finished the season out, they kind of remind me of the Rams in the ways that they've been finding different ways to win. Even if Sam Darnold doesn't throw for 400 yards and have MVP numbers, the fact they've been able to turn the run game around and it's been a credible threat is pretty damn scary. If they can get Kenneth Walker loose, it opens up the play action game, which Sam Darnold, he could throw on the run. He's pretty good outside the pocket, better than people are going to give him credit for. This O-line is so good that in spite of their right guard turning traitor multiple times a game, they don't give up 1,800 sacks. They have a run game. They have an explosive offense. So what does that tell you about how good the rest of those linemen are? But no, in the sense also that when I look at it just as a whole, the product, man, of the offense, what they're going to have to go against versus how disruptive the Seattle defense was and can be to the Rams offensive line, I genuinely do want to give like a toss-up of like, hey, both these O-lines are actually really damn good. I don't see one pulling ahead of like, oh yeah, it's the 85 or the 95 Cowboys versus some chump team.
I'll be honest. I'll give you that the Seattle offensive line is not a terrible unit at all, but I'm kind of agreeing with Brett here. I don't think it's close. I mean, I think it's Rams clearly, in my opinion. But again, I don't want to just sound like a homer. I realize this is a Rams show and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't feel like it's that close.
I think it's pretty even. So they're both getting one. Yay! Congratulations! Yay! Haha!
Hell yeah, we can do what we want.
All right,
our show.
Yeah, this is our show. Do whatever the hell we want. All right, and I have the camera control. So haha.
Gotcha.
Place kicker.
Man,
what you got?
Meebs is no friggin' joke. I'll tell you that much, man. He's only missed 1 kick on the year. That did happen in Seattle. It's odd enough too that went off the foot, looked so good, man. And then it just kind of steered right on us. So, Meebs is playing phenomenal. He's ice cold. What's cooler than being cold? Harrison Mevis, dude. That's the answer to that question, man. So, Meebs is unbelievable, man. He's like I said, he just missed the 1. He proved last week that he can be clutch about it as well. So, I think that the only thing that I'm really looking for out of Meebs is just to see that long-term consistency. But as he's come in to take over for Josh Carty, he's been absolutely phenomenal. And like I said last week, I know that your question was, is my confidence level, or like, how do I feel, or does Carty make that kick? And I said that I just felt better with Mevis being there. I feel like I would have been more nervous if it was Carty. So I think that's a big tick in the worst nickname in sports.
True.
I hate that stupid nickname. But yeah, give me Meeves.
I tried giving him a new one that didn't stick on. I tried calling him Ice Lad, but no one really.
Les Snead on the Sean McVay show. Les Snead was on there, and he said he calls him Meeves. So that's what I've been going with.
Meeves.
Yeah.
Okay. What I've got is so the Seahawks have Jason Myers. Jason Myers, if you're not familiar with his game, because you guys don't watch every Seahawks game, on the season he was 41 of 48. He finished the season pretty rough. He missed 2 of his 4 against San Francisco in that 13-3 win. He just had extra point duty really last week. Extra points, 48 of 48. So operationally, when it's close, he's going to make everything. Most of his misses have been from deep, 50 plus. He's missed 3 on the season, 2 from 40 to 49. If it's within 40 yards, he's pretty spot up. He's missed 2 kicks on the year, less than 40. So this is pretty close. I don't really know how to really decide this one. I know Mevis has missed 1 kick in Seattle against them, but extra point wise, he's been nice. Had the game winner. Who do you trust more? Game on the line. Jason Myers, Harrison Mevis from 45. Who are you giving the edge to?
Give me money, man.
You want Ice Lad?
Yeah, give me money.
Fuck it. We got Ice Lad.
Money Mevis, man. That is like the only nickname that I've heard where I was like, all right, I can accept that. That's like the one I'm like, okay, that's a good one for now. Let's I don't know why I hate all of them. And then yeah, obviously he said also we're missing punter. Obviously Ethan Evans is obviously.
He's had a few shakes recently. He's had a few that have scared me a little bit. Does that worry you at all?
People are allowed to make mistakes. It's okay.
Over Michael Dixon.
Matthew Stafford's throwing interceptions. He's still the MVP. It's okay.
Over Michael Dixon?
Yeah. Ethan Evans is probably the best player in the league, man. Like,
yeah. Let's see. Michael Dixon has 3 more yards per average per punt. Evans has 4 more inside the 20.
Look at inside 20 percentages and stuff like that. That's what I always go for.
This is all I've got right here. When it comes to long, Michael Dixon's long is 54. Evans is 61. Yeah, man. I don't really know how else to judge punters that well, but let's just keep the edge.
It's so situational. Yeah. Like a 30-yard might be exactly what you need in a certain situation. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Play caller, Sean McVay, Clint Kubi.
It's the answer, Sean McVay.
So I want you to answer this based on right now, like as in right now, not historical or just as overall. Clint Kubiak, Sean McVay. I'll let you go again.
Sean McVay.
I will put it this. Did you see what Seattle did to San Francisco? That was a perfect game plan.
Did themselves. I'm not giving credit nearly as much credit to Seattle as everybody else is. I think San Fran blew it in that game.
I hear you. There's argument for that as well. But also, how many times has McVay not just gotten the job done, like where you just should be handling somebody, whereas Clint Kubiak just did that, where it's like, all right, cool, keep the game plan, make it simple, run the hell out of the ball, beat the hell out of them. Look what Kenneth Walker did.
I don't know, man. All those mistakes that the Niners made, that's not on Kubiak. So, yeah, give me Sean McVay. I think Sean
McVay for the win.
That in the quarterback is the easiest one. That was the easiest. Like that. Yeah, that's way there, man.
I hate how much of a homer that we look. Again, this is just giving the edge of like positionally, but I'm going to push hard in when it comes to the defense.
Do you want to push this to tomorrow? Because we have about 5 minutes left, and that one took a while. So let's do that one tomorrow morning, the defensive side, and then let's maybe get into this a little bit.
Okay. Rounding up, obviously this is going to be the 3rd time these teams are facing off. In round 1, week 11, the Rams snuck out after an Ethan Evans clutch punt, pinning them down inside the 5, and a missed field goal game winner from deep had SoFi erupting. Key points from this game: Ken Kinch's legacy game, helping Sam Darnold throw 4 interceptions. Despite all those turnovers, Seattle's defense really kept them in the game. Super stout. Didn't force mistakes per se from Matthew Stafford, but really kept them in check to keep the game close. What takeaways do you have from this game that are relevant this week?
Cam Kinchin's Seahawk killer, man. We're going to need another one of those performances in this one. Obviously, with those 4 interceptions and still needing a missed field goal at the end to pull it out. Absolutely crazy. But that other matchup as well, and I don't want to necessarily bounce back and forth or anything like that, but I mean, we got kind of burned on a few things. And then what was that game fairly recently where they actually picked up the flag for ineligible man downfield because they realized it wasn't right. And it was like all of Rams media on Twitter was like, "Oh, what? You can do that? You can." It's like from us, man. But yeah,
it was a wild card game. It was a wild card game, wasn't it?
I think so. And yeah, it was. They picked up the flag. They were like, "Oh, actually, we looked at it. He wasn't actually downfield. That was okay." And it's like, "Oh, weird, huh, huh." That's all I could think of for that one, man. But yeah, I think turnovers are going to be like I mean, as they are in every NFL game, but I think for this one specifically, it's going to be, you need to get the ball back to your and turn that into point, man, not just clock. You know what I mean? Like turn those turnovers into at least 3, not just 2.5 minutes off the clock, and then give them the ball back further back. Like that's I don't want to see that all day. You know, that's where I'm going to get frustrated. So Kitchens is one of those guys who just seems to do it right against them. But and if you look back at that last game, you got a lot of situations where the Rams defense was playing some sneaky stuff on Darnold. There was one play I'm thinking of, and I saw it on a YouTube video that got pulled out that Josh Wallace follows somebody across the formation showing man, and then they ball snapped and they drop into zone, and Josh Wallace picks the ball off and runs it almost like all the way back. Yeah. So it's like stuff like that, man. Sam Darnold can get got. I think that if this is the game to see how creative Shula can get and try to mix that all up and see what kind of magic we can have, man.
Yeah, it really comes down to, do you want me to show round 2 at all? Do you want to just kind of briefly touch on that in the same format?
Yeah, we can kind of touch on both of them. Yeah. I'm kind of bouncing back between both. So
yeah. So just because you mentioned round 2 as well, this is actually I didn't put the right score there, so we'll Jesus Christ. That's what happens when I do stuff when I'm sleepy.
Classic.
Jesus Christ. Classic. I'll edit while I type. It came down to this round, despite all the turnovers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
When you face a team for the 3rd time, like I already mentioned, it comes down to like just who can make one less mistake. And I think that really is going to be a tough job for Shula to, like, you play this game, like the Seahawks have 2 games of tape to see what they want to do against Darnold. Now you've got a week as Shula to figure out, okay, what can we go back to? What can we get back into while making it look like something else, since this defense loves disguising? And how can we trick Darnold yet again? Because there's going to be enough tells. Like you're not going to get him every single play. You may be setting him up for a turnover in the 4th quarter. Like it might be the long game. Like it might be like pulling teeth. It might be till 4th quarter. It's like 16-16, and then you get a turnover in the 4th quarter. So it's going to be like a lot of body shots until you get a haymaker. But I think they can get it done. But this round 2, man, it's been talked about up and down. That 2-point conversion was annoying to the point where every fan of any NFL game is looking at, like, just pick up the ball, because you don't know what the hell these refs are going to do. Mm-hmm. And then just avoiding a 4th quarter collapse like they did last time, which I don't think the defense will give up again. I think they've learned a lesson.
Yeah, it feels too. We just feel so battle tested, even just if you look at playoff games. And obviously there only was a blowout, and which is really difficult to kind of look at and take stuff from and say, like, okay, this is what they're doing well right now, stuff like that. So it really is going to need to be adjustments as we go. Obviously to take any kind of haymakers that we can get early to try to just, get some points. I want to see this game a little bit like how that one in Seattle already went, man. Like that's how I want to see this game kind of unfold, as the Rams jump out, just because I think that they'll do a better job this time of closing this game out. But the way that we've team B play right now is kind of just they're just on pace with whoever their opponent is. So if that's the case, man, I still do trust this team to to pull it out at the very end. And that's the thing, man, is that last drive in overtime for the Seahawks, it was like, okay, it's a long drive for Sam Darnold, man. Feels like he's going to blow it, and then he didn't. So can he do that again? I don't know.
All I know is, like, I have a question about every single minute of every game, but I feel really good. Just like Rod said here, I feel really good. I feel better about this game than I do Chicago, just because there's so many unknowns. It's going to be in the 40s, even if it sprinkles a little bit. I'm just hoping for a dry ball, because if you get a dry ball, Matthew Stafford can do anything. That's the one thing that I've now changed my mind on. If the ball's a little bit wet, you may get 1 or 2 passes extra where it's like, it wasn't right where it needed to be. Mm-hmm. Give me a dry ball. Give me Matthew Stafford by 100 every single time.
Mid 40s going to feel tropical after last week, obviously. Yep. So should be all right, man. Question for you: I have a Greg Zorline jersey that he wore during media day leading up to Super Bowl 53. Is that something I should wear this weekend? I've never worn it.
Man, I don't know. What's your juju been so far this season?
It's different every single game day. Last week I wore my Sheriff Joe Bags jersey.
I think you gotta go with your gut. You gotta go with what feels right. If Greg the Leg is calling you, man, if it's got some good juju,
stick to Old Reliable. That doesn't make any sense. Old Reliable is not a real thing, man. I've mixed it up so much.
Hey, Joakim made it. Good morning, Joakim, or good evening, or middle of the night, whatever.
Yeah,
it is for you.
I gotta get out. I gotta go to work.
all I know is I've got Pablito the Labubu. He's ready to become 10-0, so ready to roll, man.
Heckin' A, man. Heckin' A.
Tomorrow, we got preview number 3. We'll have a little bit more details of each round, like by the numbers, what it looked like, what we think it may look like going forward, and then I guess I'll end this way before we go into the void, is that we are, because of everyone here, we are now looking at monetization for the channel, for our show, and we have a Patreon starting. So look out for great community stuff just for you guys. We want to do giveaways and stuff just for you guys. So coming soon.
Kaka.